Hello, this is Mr. Bianco on Bianco's Violin Studio. Today I'm going to be recording some orchestra music for the Mimio Orchestra, the youth orchestra. We're going to begin with the Moldau by Bedřich Smetana, or Smetana, depending on how you pronounce it. Richard Meyer arrangement. This is Violin 2, and I'm putting this out there for my students who are in the Mimio Orchestra. I'm going to play it as all these selections I'm going to record today. I'm going to do 3 selections today. I'm going to play it under tempo. And then when you get into rehearsal with Waylon, he can speed it up or whatever. But I'm going to take it under tempo so you can follow along. The Moldau is in 6/8, the time signature. And which means you want to count it, and it'll probably be conducted to a 2 beat. So if I conduct it in 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 beats to the measure, and the 8th note gets the beat. That's what 6/8 means. So at measure 5, at the top of the second violin part, if I go 1, 2, da dee da dee da dee da da, dee da da dee da da da, da dee dee da dee. So that's about that tempo. And you just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like at measure 14, where you see a dotted half note, you just count 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. So I will play a little bit of this. And I would imagine he'll probably do the coda. So I'll just play as much of it as I can. I will attempt to do this error-free, but this is for rehearsal purposes to give you an idea how your part goes. So the first 3 measures are rest. So to count 3 measures of rest, and then the next measure, you'd go 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, go. And then it goes back to 5. And that's the second ending, measure 14. 1, 2, 1, 2, 17, 18, 1, 2, measure 20, 20, 22, 23. And that takes you to the first ending at measure 37. So a couple things. At measure 22, your first finger's on the D string, and you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then at 23, you scoot your first finger back to the D sharp. The 22, 23, and again 23 is just 2 beats. So 1, 2, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 coming up. G natural. And you have to watch for the sharps and for the naturals. At measure 33, it goes back to G sharp, because at measure 30 and 31, it was a G sharp. So you have to go back to G natural at 33. This is going to challenge your ability to sight read. And this is going to challenge your ability to listen and to learn as you go. You may not get all the notes, but get as many as you can. Then at measure 38, the forest hunt. So you're coming out of measure 36. Rest, 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 rest. And that was a mistake. At 57, you're playing a high D3 and then you're off, and that's measure 64. The Peasant Wedding at measure 66 goes about this fast, and I'll take it a little bit slower. Goes back and repeats. And then 83. Rest, hold. And then it wants you to go back to measure 30, where it says, actually, no, you go back to the top. Da capo al coda. So you go back to the top of the piece, all the way back to the beginning of the piece again. And then you play down to measure 30, where it says to coda. And then you skip to the bottom of the second page, and there you are at the coda. So that's a whole other little journey. So you end up on the open G. And then you go back to the top, count the 3 measures, and then you go back to the same part that you just played. Sorry about that. And I don't believe you do the repeat again. Waylon might have you do the repeat again, I'm not sure. To measure 14. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, A. There's 26, 27. To coda, jumping to coda. And then last 2 notes. And that's the end of the piece. So that kind of gives you a rough idea of just some of your notes and some of how it sounds. I recommend that you go online and listen to the Moldau. It'll make a lot more sense. The Peasant Wedding is usually about this fast. I measure 66. we'll take it much slower. But this is challenging music, and you're just going to have to do your best you can. And I can help you online during lessons. So that's just the Moldau. I'm going to have to break this into 3 videos because YouTube seems to be limiting the length of my videos. So there you go. So I'm going to stop this video, and then I'm going to do another one for the next 2 pieces.